Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. Christian writes in, untimed practice test score? Is it reliable?
Yeah, probably not. But let's see what Christian has to say. My cold diagnostic was a 143 back in May. Since then, I've been drilling and doing sections as well as PTs, all untimed though. Why? Usually I score in the low 160s to high 150s. Yeah, but I don't care. Christian says,
That's not good for untimed. Sorry.
No, that's not very good for untimed. Christian says, but this is untimed. Is this score accurate in terms of my knowledge, or does it not tell me anything since it doesn't replicate the actual exam conditions, i.e. timing? Should I continue to do untimed drills and sections until I get mostly all the questions correct, then start doing timed sections and PTs? Or should I start doing everything timed? Thank you so much. Love the podcast, Christian. The reason why I laugh there is because Christian, it's so like absolute, right? It's like, it's got to be all or nothing. Christian, we advise a mix. You can do drilling untimed. Okay. Get yourself an LSAT Demon account, hit drill, do one question, solve it. Then do another question, solve that one. Then do another question, solve that one. If you ever struggle or miss one, thoroughly review that mistake. If you're going to do timed sections, if you're going to do sections at all, if you're going to do sections or tests, I think you need to start desensitizing yourself to the time, to the ticking clock. And so you should do all of your sections and full tests timed, but that doesn't mean race the clock. You just do what you've been doing while you're drilling. So that's why a mix of drilling and timed sections is effective, because when you're drilling, you're not timed. You're focusing on solving the questions. Then you do a timed section, but you behave in exactly the same way. Just carefully solve one question at a time until you run out of time.
Or you notice the disconnect, right? You notice yourself trying to accommodate the timer. And then once you go back to drilling that same day or the next day, you realize you're like, oh, this is what it needs to feel like.
Right.
When I'm doing the time section.
Yeah. That's why going back and forth is effective, right? It's like doing exercises unweighted and then weighted. So you like, here's the perfect form. Okay, now I'm going to do it with load. Oh, well, I don't think I did that quite right. Let me do the perfect form again, unweighted. Now let me try it again with load. I'm sorry if that's analogy misses some people, but the point is, we really want you to, your pace on drilling should be kind of the exact same as your pace on the time sections. It's just really hard for people to do that once the clock is ticking. My concern about Christian here is that he thinks that he's doing something by doing these timed or these untimed sections and untimed full tests. But I think you're going to freak out the day you actually decide to time yourself.
Well, also, I think he's doing too many practice tests. So many people do this.
That's all they do is practice tests?
Yeah, sections and practice tests, and they're just looking for those scores. And, oh, look, I scored in the low 160s. Then I scored in the high 150s. It's like, hey, do mostly drilling and time sections because they're the best way for you to review.
Yeah. You're not learning enough from the practice you're doing, Christian. A cold diagnostic, I assume that's timed, 143, is really pretty good. You should get into the timed 150s or even the timed 160s fairly quickly. But you haven't, you're only in the high 150s, low 160s untimed. And you started all the way back in May. So yeah, this is inefficient prep. You don't know nearly as much as you think you know. Christian's like patting himself on the back and about his knowledge, right? He wants us to say, "Oh no, this clearly indicates that you have knowledge." But it actually doesn't, because to score high 150s, low 160s, that means that you're missing dozens of questions.
Yeah.
on every test, which means you're also half guessing on dozens more questions on every test. Like I think Christian's actual understanding of these questions is like 50%.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll let you have the last word, but my prescription is do a mix of drilling and timed sections. Just maybe every other day. Untimed drilling, and then do a timed section, but like basically just turn off the clock right away as soon as you start the section. Just click the clock, hide the clock. See how you do. Don't be surprised if you're right back in the 140s though. Because I think
Well,
Christian's
hopefully you
been
don't even
spinning his
see a
wheels.
score. Hopefully you're
Oh,
just doing time
just do
sections. Yeah.
sections and don't even worry about it. Yeah.
And even then,
Yeah.
I would limit your sections to 3 per week and fill up the rest of the time to drilling. It's not that you can't do more time sections. I just think that Christian sounds like someone who's overweighted on time sections and practice tests and is inclined to check a lot of those boxes as opposed to just focusing on learning individual questions from drilling.
Yeah. Learn from your mistakes, Christian, but
Although,
then
Christian,
do
don't go to the other extreme.
no.
Yeah.
Start timing yourself though. If you don't, I mean, if you never start timing yourself, Christian's been at this since
Mm-hmm.
May.
Yeah.
When are you going to start timing yourself if you don't start timing yourself now?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just, be prepared that it's going to be a bit of a struggle. It'll be easier and easier if you just ignore the clock entirely and go at the same pace that you were going when you were doing your untimed drilling.
Yep.
You got to learn to ignore the clock. That's really important.
Email daily at lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.